Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. Kate for Midlife Musings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another day that we have been graced with. Oh man, y'all, can you believe it? It is the end of another month. It is the end of November. It is the last Monday in November, and we're headed into the last month of the year. We're still in fall season, but we are quickly headed to the winter season. The leaves have pretty much fallen off the trees. You can start seeing the bare trees. You can start feeling that chill in the air, and you can just smell, and your body and mind and spirit is already in that hibernation rest mode. I just want a good book, a good blanket, some fuzzy socks, or my favorite tea, or my favorite warm beverage, a good Christmas movie, or a good movie, hang out with some friends and family, and kind of hunker down. We're already feeling that because we are in tune to nature, and our bodies are already telling us that it is that season. Don't fight it, let it happen. So, welcome to Mondays in the Meditation Room. Y'all, can you believe it? We've been gathering on Mondays since January. We're now all the way in November, and I pray that you have been blessed and helped throughout this year as we realize that Mondays in the Meditation Room is what, y'all? The space and the place for all things enlightenment and empowerment for Black women in midlife, and especially as we experience the continuum of the pause, whether it's perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. We are here as an advocate, as a support place, as an engagement, as a conversation between sisters to help each other thrive. We are reimagining what it means to thrive in midlife and in this season as our life. And we see this as an opportunity to dream again, believe again, breathe again, right? To reinvent and reimagine what your life can possibly be. It is an opportunity for new things happening, and you're willing to experience them. This is a season of exploration, experience, and evolving. And we, as enlightened women, are taking this opportunity. And we're not saying that it's easy, it comes with a lot of transition, disruption, and change. But we are also believing here on Mondays in the Meditation Room, and when we have our Enlightened Women gatherings, we are saying that this is absolutely the opportunity for us to grow and master our inner life. How we manage everything is how we're managing anything, and how we're doing it from the inside out. This is a season of self discovery, self awareness, right? And empowerment. And so, thank you for hanging with me 2023 and through the time that we started, through the pandemic. Good grief. Can you believe it? All the way up until this moment. And so I'm excited about the future and what is coming for us in this season of our lives. We've been talking about radical reset conversations. We've been having radical reset conversations. And I hope you can go back through, if you're following me on IG or Facebook or YouTube. Really, it's still a work in progress, but you can go back to the YouTube channel, Kelly V. Hayes, and or right here on the Enlightened Woman Facebook page, and you can literally scroll back and you will find some very enlightened conversations and enlightened and powerful guests. The the recording from October 18th, which was World Menopause Day, our virtual gathering, was so powerful. So literally, you can go back almost through the year or years and be encouraged and strengthened and educated, because in this season, it is so important for us to know, to be informed about what's going on in our spirit, soul, mind, and body. Woo. So, as I was saying, we're in the midst of our radical reset conversations, and this season that started in September, we talked about the importance of a radical mind reset, a radical spirit reset, and we've been talking about, starting last week, a radical body reset. And as we're in this holiday season, it can be stressful, it can be joyful, it can be tearful and chaotic. We not only dealing with our own stressors that are happening in our bodies, but we could also be dealing with the seasonal affective disorder, or we can be in a heightened level or state of grief, as many of us may have lost parents or a parent, even siblings, loved ones, over the past year or years ago. And the holidays kind of brings up, the fact that their absence still acutely affects you. So know that the season can really affect you. And even if you're not dealing with those things, it is natural in the rhythm of our body to need sunshine. So even though this is the season, and because really this is the season of rest, is really because our days are so short, and we wake up, it's dark, it gets dark quickly, and it affects your energy level, it affects your mood, it affects all of that. And so be mindful of that. You might be a little bit more short, a little, deal with a little more lethargy and kind of not as much energy, but no, because it is that season where our body is being affected by not having a lot of sunlight, and the holiday season and what that brings. I want to challenge all of us to really make this a meaningful holiday season. Give ourselves permission to feel what we feel, be kind and gentle and patient with ourselves, gives ourselves the opportunity to rest. I know we're all going to get a lot of opportunities and invitations to celebrate here and to celebrate there. Don't allow yourself to be put under a whole lot of pressure to do a whole lot of things. Pick a couple of things that's very important to you, create those boundaries around this time, so that you are not overtaxing yourself, especially if you're already dealing with the symptoms of perimenopause or postmenopause and you're still dealing with some symptoms. Allow your body that rest and nurturing that it needs to come through this season, not worn out or stressed out, but at least restful and well fed and cared for. And that's why, I want to somewhat, to a degree, close out. And we have a whole lot more to talk about, but tonight I wanted to talk about, doing our radical reset conversation. We're talking about a radical body reset. I want to talk about sleep. Let's talk about sleep, baby. Let's talk about you and sheets. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about sleep, baby. Oh my God, can I tell you? I was not taught about the importance of sleep. And in these menopausal, postmenopausal years of my life, and you are dealing with perimenopause, and really, um I think for all of our life we didn't realize how important sleep was. Let's talk about sleep, baby. Let's talk about you and sheets. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. Let's talk about sleep. Y'all know I got that from Salt and Pepper. Let's talk about sex, right? That's on the agenda too. But tonight we're going to talk about sleep and the importance of it. Wow. You know that there are pillars for us in this season of our life, and one of them is sleep. The other is the proper hydration, the other is proper nutrition, and the other is proper movement and exercise and sleep. Those are the four pillars for your well being, right? For your well being. And that's all connected in terms of your mind, body, spirit, soul. It all connected. Good hydration, good nutrition, movement and exercise, and sleep. Somebody say sleep. Let's talk about it. Y'all, sleep is so important, and I did not know pretty much. I didn't really know. People always talked about somewhat to a certain extent. Make sure you drink water, make sure you're moving your body, make sure you're eating correctly. And I really wish I had known that, you know, then to develop those habits. So if you have younger women in your life that you're mentor or that you're raising, nieces, goddaughters, oh man, speak into their life now to help them make that a priority for their lives. And even though I am where I am now, it literally, women, it is not too late to make the adjustments and the changes, because a lot of things that we're dealing with can be reversed with the proper hydration, nutrition, movement, and sleep. So let's talk about it, right? Because sleep is essential to your mental and physical health. Nobody ever told me that, not even my doctors, right? Sleep is essential to your physical and mental health. It is, I mean, rest, and not just rest and slowing down and doing nothing, right? But actual sleep. Your body needs sleep, and not light or disrupted sleep, but deep sleep that allows your body to do what it needs to do. Cell reproduction, healing happens when you rest, right? So I want us to really talk about it for a few moments. How's your sleep pattern, y'all? Talk to me about it. Put something in the comments, in the chat. First of all, has anybody ever talked to you about sleep and the importance of sleep? Has anybody ever talked to you about the benefits and the negative side effects that happen when we don't sleep, or how to sleep? Oh my God, nobody ever talked to me about how to sleep and ways that we need to sleep and those things that cause us not to sleep well. And for those of you in midlife and you're dealing with symptoms of perimenopause, one of them is trouble sleeping, falling asleep, staying asleep, and getting good sleep, right? That is one of the signs that we deal with in perimenopause or menopausal symptoms, is struggling to sleep. Wow. Man, can I tell you, we're just going to talk about a few things, and I want to hear from you. How you sleeping, right? What um, would you say your quality of sleep is from a scale of 1 to 10? What is your sleep quality? Right? Do you sleep deeply, and do you feel rested in the morning? What is your quality of sleep on the scale of 1 to 10? Let's talk about that, because I just want to talk about just a few things, right? Because you really need to pay attention. You and I need to pay attention to this area, and this is why. Because sleep deprivation is dangerous. And sometimes it's a vicious cycle, right, that we're in because we can't get enough sleep. And then we are then doing things that don't help us sleep. And then we can't get enough sleep. And it goes on. And then we suffer, right? So I want to talk about what one of the things that I learned, and I knew about it, but I really learned about it, right, doing my menopause coaching specialist certification. And it was really confirmation and affirmation to some of the things I had started learning about sleep and its effect on us and the importance of it for us in midlife and in this season of our lives dealing with the pause, right? Here's some side effects, y'all. Listen to this: side effects of sleep deprivation. And all sleep deprivation is not getting enough quality sleep, right? So, compromised cognition. So, we're already dealing with brain fog as one of the symptoms of perimenopause, right? Or being menopausal, which technically menopause is that one day you go from perimenopause to that one at that 365th day, right, that you've been without your cycle. Then technically you can say that's menopause, but that very next day is you are now postmenopausal. So just know that when we use that term, we're kind of using it loosely to kind of talk about all of those seasons in our lives. But those symptoms that are part of that is sometimes difficulty sleeping, right? Falling asleep, staying asleep, because one, you might be experiencing hot flashes in the night, or night sweats, or having to get up and go to the bathroom. All of those things can create difficulty and causing sleep deprivation. But that brain fog is part of the symptoms of menopause, right? And sleep deprivation is too. So sometimes it may be compounded for us in this season. So compromised cognition, or the ability to think clearly, or stay focused on a task, or remember things. Um, it's part of a sleep deprivation, right? Amplified mood swings and mental health struggles when we are not sleeping well. And what we already know, right? Mood swings and fluctuating moods happen during the season anyway. They can be compounded by sleep deprivation, right? Increased stress, disrupted appetite, and or weight gain. When I heard that one, I was like, wait a minute, if I don't sleep, not getting enough sleep can cause me to gain weight. Oh Lord, no. Yes. And if you are trying to exercise and move, sleep deprivation will counteract the good you're doing in moving your body and strength training and exercising, because it can cause your body to be stalled in your training, your strength training, your exercising, and then make your recovery from what you're doing harder. Right? Oh my gosh. And then worsen overall health. I really didn't like this one, right? Worsen overall health. So it means if you're dealing with certain symptomatic or chronic illnesses that you're trying to correct, sleep deprivation can make those worse. Meaning, if you're dealing with any kind of cardiovascular disease, if you're dealing with type 2 diabetes, or obesity, or if it could, overall create the atmosphere for heart attacks and stroke. Y'all, this sleep deprivation thing is serious. Ooh, come on, y'all. Hit me up in the comments. How y'all feeling about this? Do you know this? Have you heard this? Are you experiencing it? So the side effects of sleep deprivation are real, they're pervasive, and they're serious, but they are not um, irreversible. We can change some behaviors to help us with it. First of all, you do need to see your doctor. If you are really having a tough time sleeping and you're really kind of going towards insomnia, you need to see your doctor. If you know that your sleep has been interrupted due to weight gain or some other kind of health issues that cause you to struggle with sleep apnea, meaning your breathing is stalled or labored or interrupted while you sleep, which can be very, very dangerous. You need to see a physician. Don't try to self-diagnose or fix it on your own. Please go and see a professional, a health professional. You know, some hospitals have a whole wing and area dedicated to sleep. You may have to go and spend the night and let them watch you and let them test you, all of the above. But don't, because you know, over 70% of women don't see their physicians or don't bring up these types of things to their physicians, especially about menopausal symptoms. And this is one of them. And so don't suffer in silence and live a life of struggle health wise when you don't have to. All right. So then what is the good news? There's always some good news, right? Right. So when you're dealing with saying sleep, let's talk about it, y'all. We just talked about some of the side effects of sleep deprivation, right? And so I want us to now talk about how we can manage our sleep and things that we could be experiencing that interrupts our sleep. Y'all, I had to go through my notes and pull that up so that we can really talk about that. So we just talked about some of the things, and that could be sleep disorders, irregular sleep habits, meaning you don't go to bed at the same time, right? That's one of the remedies, but you might have to get up really early, but you don't go to bed to give you a good night's sleep. And then we always talk about getting 8 hours of sleep. Everybody doesn't necessarily need 8 hours of sleep, but you have to know your body and what you need to um, to really function optimally. So you just have to know that, right? So we talked about having sleep disorders. Then we talked about, now we're talking about an irregular sleep schedule. So you could go to bed at 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock or 2 a.m. in the morning. And then the next day, you're so tired, you lay down at 8, but you can't really sleep, or you're getting up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And then next thing you know, you finally fall asleep, but then you have to get right back up at 5 or 7 to go to work, and you just have irregular sleep habits, right? That can be challenging. Stress can keep you from sleeping well because your mind won't shut down. Your mind won't shut off. So much is going on. You're concerned about, you might be worried about, you might be anxious about, and stress keeps you in that fight or flight mode, right? And so your body is tense, you're tense, you can't relax to fall asleep at all. So be mindful of those things, your circadian rhythm disruptions. Now, the circadian rhythms basically is the rhythm that allows you to go from one level of deep sleep to another, whether you're sleeping lightly, where you kind of sleep, but you can still hear things or what's going on around you. You can be awakened easily, and then you're down to the next level of sleep, and then that REM deep sleep where you're dreaming, where you don't hear with the sun or wake up in the morning. And then when the sun goes down, we're supposed to be powering down and sleeping. When it's nighttime, we sleep. When it's daytime, we should be up and wide awake, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, right? And when your circadian rhythm is off, like maybe you are working a night shift, right? You're up, or you could be dealing with newborns in your house where they just, you know, your sleep patterns are all off, right? Everybody's up in the day and then wide awake at night. If your natural body rhythm is thrown off, it can create and wreak havoc on your body, right? And sleep. Lifestyle choices. You might be drinking things, doing things that keeps your body in a heightened state. Like if some people can drink a lot of caffeine and it doesn't even affect them anymore. At least they don't think it does. If you're drinking Red Bulls or you're doing all that, you're constantly keeping your body. If you're doing drugs or you're doing those things that are shifting your body, it can create some issues for you to be able to sleep, right? And your sleep environment, what is going on around you when it's time to sleep. And you probably have your own things. Put in the comments, what are some of the things that you know are disrupting your sleep? And basically, most of these things, y'all, guess what? We do have control over. There's some things we don't, but most of these things that we just talked about, you do have control over. It's so serious now that there's a sister who has literally created the nap ministry. That's how valuable sleep is. And I know some of us are like these kids and these grandkids and these babies that want to stay awake and think they missing something. We were like, child, you just don't know how good sleep is. Can I tell you? Ooh, them Sunday afternoon naps, those Saturdays when you realize you don't have nothing on your calendar to do and you can literally do some stuff and take a nap. Oh, honey, please. Yes. Sleep is gold. Sleep is priceless. Sleep is valuable. And we have to learn how to reset our bodies by resting, getting the proper amount of rest and sleep. Yes, I love it. Right. So let's talk about that. And let's talk about some the benefits of sleep, right? Because not only did we talk about what can happen when we're not sleeping, the dangers of sleep deprivation, and let's talk about the benefits because I want to positively reinforce the idea of making sure we sleep better and acknowledge that sleep is imperative and essential to our overall health, right? Y'all ready? So let's talk about some of the benefits. A better immune system. Oh my God, not just the vaccines and all the concoctions we take during this season and extra vitamin C and zinc and vitamin D, all of that is good. And guess what helps? Good sleep. Your immune system works better when you and I get better sleep. That means you won't get sick as often. Sleep deprivation affects our immune system and it suppresses it. So we are more prone to sicknesses and illnesses. But when we sleep better, one of the benefits is a better immune system. I'm feeling churchy, y'all. Can you say with me? Somebody say better immune system. A better immune system, y'all. Improved mood. Some of us are just off the chain and crotchety and mean and, you know, nasty and frustrated and short tempered and all of that is a part of menopause. But some of it's because we sleepy. And we are all, pretty much the same, just the numbers of age and years has gone by, but it's no different than when we were children and when we had children. They would be whining and crying and falling out and acting up. And what's one thing we say? They sleepy, they need to go to sleep, right? Well, when you act out, sometimes you sleepy. You and I are tired, right? It improves our mood excuse me, when we're rested. That's good, right? Weight regulation. I said, ooh, yes, Lord. You mean if I can sleep good, I can help my body manage weight? Yes. Getting enough sleep can help you stay at a healthier weight, because that's one of um, the the detrimental side effects of sleep deprivation is weight gain, because you throw your body off. You sleep when you're sleepy, you crave foods that are not good for you. You might overeat, right? Then you're sluggish. Whew, right? So weight gain, better immune system, improved mood, y'all, weight regulation, improve focus and memory retention. Because this midlife menopausal brain fog is real. I called my doctor one time. I was like, I need you to set me up for a test, because I'm just like this stuff right here, and I'm stopping in the middle of the sentence. I can't remember what I was saying in the middle of the sentence, walking in rooms and like, why am I here? And sometimes going back out don't help me. I just say forget it, whatever it is. If it don't come back to me, it ain't gonna get done. Y'all, come on. I'm reading and studying. I'm reading the same paragraph, shoot, not the same sentence over and over again, and I'm trying to remember. um, did i did I do that yesterday? Did I don't know, I can't remember. I'm so tired of hearing myself. I don't know. I don't remember that. I can't. Yeah. So I'm like, not only do we deal with that brain fog and lack of clarity and focus and memory retention, we make it worse in this season by not getting enough sleep. So that's improved focus and memory retention, right? So it provides good mental health benefits, y'all. Yes, we can increase our focus and maintain our memory, right? And guess what? There's many more, but this last one is improve cardiovascular health. It allows your heart to rest, and that decreases your risk of high blood pressure and heart attacks. Our heart works involuntarily. It does what it's supposed to do. It's pumping all these gallons of blood through our body, right? But our heart is a muscle, and our muscles can get fatigued and they can get clogged up, right? And so when we sleep well, we allow our hearts to rest and not work as hard. So these are some major benefits, right? Yes. So then what do we do? What can we do? What can this radical reset of our body be through sleep? Two things. Well, really not two things. One thing is you have to manage your sleep hygiene. Who knew? Manage your sleep hygiene, meaning, because really all hygiene or sleep hygiene refers to our habits and practices that are conducive to getting a good night's sleep, right? Simple. This is a fancy way of saying having rituals and habits that you do that are conducive, that are a way to maintain and manage having good sleep. You don't just live and do things willy-nilly. You are intentional about creating ways and habits and things that you can do that can help you sleep, right? So simple sleep hygiene you can do is, one, create a bedtime ritual. Like, what do I do that focuses my mind and makes my body react and begin to relax, because I know that this means it's time to rest and power down. One, when you create a bedtime ritual, that might mean by a certain time you are off of your devices or the television, right? And it gets quiet. And that can be so challenging for us. So we're so connected, so plugged into things that stimulate our brains all the time. Our brains are overstimulated. Sometimes that's why we can't sleep too, because our brains are just overstimulated because we're connected all the time. Either we're constantly picking up our phone, scrolling, looking at IG, looking at Facebook, sending emails, sending texts. We're constantly on our phones, constantly connected on our laptops all day for work or whatever it is we're doing. Our mind is always going. And so when you literally begin to do things to train your body to react, so a bedtime ritual, if you know that at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, it's time to power down. When you turn things off, like your laptop or your TV, um, and you begin to get quiet, or maybe you start listening to music, quiet music, right? After a while, your body begins to react to that act, and it says, "Oh, it's time for us to rest now." And your body begins to relax. It can be doing some deep breathing exercises around the same time in the evening, and your body says, "Oh, that's that ocean music, or that rain music, or that smooth jazz, or that relaxation music. I'm already relaxing. Now she's deep breathing. That means it's time to relax." And give yourself 30 to 60 minutes. And everybody is different, right? I know for me, when I turn on my ocean music, it's not music, but the sounds of the ocean, my body reacts. And sometimes I'm like, oh, why can't I relax with it? Oh, let me turn on this ocean. And 9 times out of 10, y'all, within 30 minutes or more, I'm out. That and a sleep mask, because um, setting part of your sleep hygiene could be that bedtime ritual, right? But also optimizing your sleep environment. Bedtime ritual. You do know there are literally apps that can talk you through a meditation to relax your body. There are apps that will read you a bedtime story, right? Maybe you drink a cup of chamomile tea or golden milk, which is like any kind of plant-based milk, or regular milk and turmeric and some ginger and maybe a little pepper, and warm it up and drink it. Or it's not, even though wine can relax us overall with your body, it's probably not a good idea to always do alcohol, because that creates a whole nother thing as you're trying to get your body to be a little bit healthier. But find something that can cause your body to relax, like chamomile, or something warm. There's something scientific about drinking something warm at night to help you relax. So we're talking about bedtime ritual and this sleep hygiene, and then optimizing your sleep environment, right? Meaning you sleep better when the room is cool, right? So if you're too hot, you can sometimes not sleep well, or even if you're too cold. I know me, sometimes I'll put on a pair of socks to help me warm up. And of course, then I'm kicking them off, right? Right? But keep the room dark and cool. I was going to say, I do a sleep mask, and sometimes with the hot flashes and stuff, I can't always keep it on, but it gets me to sleep and relax. It's something about that darkness in the room and coolness in the room that helps your body relax, and it closes out all stimuli so that you can get a deeper sleep, right? So what are some things, y'all put it in comments, that you may already be doing that's helpful, or that you would like to start doing that's helpful? Maybe you have something that works for you that you want to share with the sisters that can help them, because sometimes we just don't know, right? So yeah, so this radical body reset can start with talking about sleep, baby. Talking about You and sheets. The importance of sleep. And I know sometimes we want to, like brush off certain things because nobody has ever told us the importance, or we think it's not important. But it absolutely is, right? If you might need to do a timer to say, hey, it's time. I scheduled my phone. It goes off at 10 o'clock and it's like, ding, ding, bedtime. In other words, start your ritual of slowing down, relaxing your body. Sometimes I can watch TV, and I know that's could be very stimulating, and sometimes I can do that, but then I need time after that to let my brain go. Unless I'm so exhausted, I'll fall asleep no matter what's happening, right? Right? And make sure you get some sunlight during the day. If it's a dreary, rainy day or whatever, and as it gets darker, you might want to invest in a light. They have special lights that's supposed to simulate daylight um, during those dark days and get a certain amount of time in that light or under that light to help your circadian rhythm get back. So you have a certain amount of sleep, I mean, a certain amount of sunlight, and then work on powering down when it gets dark. Because technically, that's really what we did. We worked when the sun was up, and then when the sun went down, we went to bed. But they created this daylight savings, and electricity is a good thing, but then it makes us stay up longer than we really need to because we now have light at night. And so it gives us the option to work longer, right? And to be busier longer than our bodies really need to. And so those are just some tips. I hope you take the time to share with us some tips in the comments of what you do to help you and to realize that it is absolutely vitally important for us to what hydrate well. And I'm working on that too. I'm now instituting certain things and an app that reminds me to drink water, move. I have a whole schedule now of when I move and making sure I'm doing some yoga and stretching. I'm doing two days specifically for strength training, and then some cardio also during the week. And I give myself time to rest because sometimes I can't always meet that schedule, and sometimes your sleep schedule gets knocked off for a vacation or some emergencies that happen or certain projects that require you to work a little longer, whatever it is. Don't beat yourself up about that. Just get back into your routine so that it then doesn't become a habit, right? And good nutrition and sleep, y'all. That is one of the tools that we can have to thrive during this season of midlife. I hope this was helpful. It's certainly been helpful for me, and I am progressing and in process of doing those things because no matter how much I dream, no matter how many doors or opportunities open for me, right? If I'm not well or healthy, I won't be able to do it. And I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to hang out with my grands. I want to be able to do those things that, they would try to say that this season, this life is over. I'm like, you can't tell me nothing, man. Me and my husband just went on an amazing vacation with some friends, and we zip lined 3,000 feet above sea level, 30 feet above the jungle of Costa Rica. We zip lined seven, not just one, but seven. We ATV. We just had an amazing time. And it's just a reminder that life is for living, and we want to live it well. And as enlightened women, we want to do it and have a good time, right? So, whatever your heart is calling you to do, don't allow fear to get in the way. But most of all, you might be in a season of a radical reset, changing some things that you're doing now that your future self will thank you for. Woo! Absolutely love you. You all are amazing. So I want to tell you that this will be our last live Mondays in the meditation room with Dr. K for the year, for the month of December. I'm going into a season of discernment and alignment of where my focus and my next steps are going to be. My husband and I have a major life transition coming up in the next couple of months and for the year 2024. And so I want to make sure my energy and my heart and my mind and my spirit are in alignment with what God will have me to do. And sometimes you just have to get quiet and go in and prepare to come out and to move forward in whatever direction God is calling you to do. So I'm taking advantage of this season of rest, right? And slowing down so that I can hear and so that I can plan and that I can move forward in the calling that God has for me. There will be something on Mondays because we got so much good stuff that we'll be playing replays, maybe stuff that you missed will be happening during the month of December. So you can still come throughout the week. Come on Mondays and watch a replay of our time together because it's all good. Right, it's all good, and maybe you miss one, you're gonna watch it. But so I'm asking, maybe you need to have that season as well as you're in this midlife transition, and life might be changing for you. You might be at a crossroad. You may have to make some decisions. You might be in the midst of some major life changing for this season as well. Guess what? You don't have to be anxious. You don't have to rush. Don't make any major decisions in your life haphazardly. Use this time and this season to get quiet, go within, and listen to the voice of the Spirit leading you. And get some rest for your spirit, soul, mind, and body. Don't allow outside pressure to allow this holiday season to become stressful and chaotic. Um, you're in control of what this season will look like for you and make it meaningful and joyful, one that you can remember. And it doesn't have to be super busy or cluttered for it to be meaningful and important. Absolutely love you guys. And don't forget to follow me on IG at the Enlightened Woman Enterprises or my Kelly Hayes page or YouTube or my Facebook page. Because even though I won't be doing Mondays in the meditation room, I'll still be led by the Spirit and drop some stuff that will help us rediscover the joy of being who we are in midlife and beyond. Absolutely love y'all. See you around. Have a good, restful sleep. See y'all.